¿Prefieres Chris, Christian, or Christian?
Well, the wallet.
Yeah. That's Alex.
Are we done
George,
here?
Alex, George. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Yes, we're done. George Costanza with his wallet with the 3,000 receipts. Come on.
Oh, I thought you were talking about church.
I think
That
he
too.
procrastinated on emptying that wallet. How about
Yes.
that?
Yeah,
Okay,
I think so,
so,
too.
Welcome back to Pretty and Petty Podcast after a long wait. After a long vacation, we are back. We are back. We are back.
Bitches. Sorry, I don't
Why'd
know.
you raise your hand like you were praising the Lord?
Because I went to church right now.
The church that
Hallelujah.
stole the money, that you stole the money, Alex.
That's true.
I don't listen. You better
They
make
paid
I know,
my
I know.
auntie.
Look,
No, they
no,
didn't.
I don't
she does not
steal.
steal church money.
Okay, because watch now, whoever listens to this thing, I'm gonna ask them, hit them up for a raffle ticket. Them like, nah, bitch, we heard your podcast.
Some raffle tickets are expensive for a reason,
They're
apparently.
$20.
Alex, I really hope that your churchgoers aren't
That's a
listening to
lot
our
of money.
podcast. Because I'm
a
gonna
lot
judge.
of money. $20. You spend $20 on crap. This is
I
for the
could
Lord.
literally spin the machine
For
on
the
my phone
children.
with the casino thing, and one of those shots get something back. Whereas I spent a 21 shot with you, and I've gotten nothing
You
for 4
spend 20.
years.
You don't spend. You donate 20 to
She
the
has been
Lord.
counting.
It comes
SD has been counting.
whatever. You know
She-
what?
$80 that I
kept-
never got to see you guys.
She kept tabs on 4 years worth of $20 that you've
She
hit up.
never
on.
bought that many. She's a cheap bitch. I had to
No,
run
I
after her.
bought one a year.
Bought
It's been
one.
4
$5,
years.
Karen.
So that's 8. No,
She's not cheap. I don't know how to be
every
cheap.
year I buy one. So
But
what's
You
20
didn't buy
times
one.
4?
You didn't buy
80.
one this year. Last year. You didn't buy one in 2020. So don't say
SD,
every
I
year.
haven't
See,
bought
already
one
you
in
are fibbing.
years.
The
Yes,
Lord
I did
already.
buy one
bought
in
one in
2020. I had to send you the freaking money. You kept hounding me and Karen.
She did, because
through
we talked
text.
about that at the beginning of
Let's
the
let's
year.
clarify this again. I don't
I mean, when
hound.
we first started the podcast. Huh?
I don't hound. It's more of like a threat to where your soul will be going for eternity if you don't help the children.
It's that guilt trip. She's like, you're going to hell if you don't give me $20 for a ticket.
I'd be like, no, but I'm very like casual about it. And then, I give you like another week and then I'll repeat myself. And if again, I'm ignored.
What does it talk about? Like fire and brimstone. Dude, you're like fucking worse than the Catholic Church.
But don't I get it? I get it though. That's
I
all
mean,
that-
you do after you've
After you
fucking
bully people.
you've
I don't
relegated
bully.
people's souls to
Again,
hell.
I don't bully people. It's more of I stand over you and wait for you to open your wallet and just give me the $20. Like I
What
don't
if
see
it's the last $20 in that person's pocket? You don't
if
know
you're
that.
working in financial, that's not your last $20. And second,
Sometimes
was
it be
you,
mine and I work in
Dude, I've
finance.
been negative 1,000 times.
Me too.
first of all, if that's your last 20, I also take check, credit card.
But if there's no
Venmo.
money,
Check is coming from donde, coño?
No, bueno, I know you guys get paid bi-weekly. So
oh my God, so you
know,
going forth
that-
through the that's
let
it.
me help you.
She's going
That's
through
the-
all
it's a strategy.
pathways.
It's a strategy. She got it down
Let's
to
move
a
along,
science.
please, on
Let's move
today's
along.
episode.
Well,
On
once
procrastination.
again, we are procrastinating, and we
Mhm.
always go off topic, always go off of our path, of our goal, of our intention. Maybe this year, as part of our New Year's goals, because we don't make resolutions, right? We work on that as a team. I think it's only right for the listeners to not
You
listen
need
to
to be
this.
accountable, SD.
blah, blah, blah.
You're the first one.
I said we. I
know,
said
but-
we.
I know,
didn't
but
say
bring yourself more into
or
you.
yeah. I said we as a
Okay.
group.
We as a collective is what she's saying.
Exactamente.
Okay.
So anyways,
like the
the
collection
last-
that you asked for.
Last time we were here was what, like around November. So we went through the season change. We did daylight savings, which I hate. We had Christmas. We had Día de Acción de Gracia. What else do we have?
Hey, Acción de Gracia is Thanksgiving.
I know.
We'll probably- We had Thanksgiving, we
timeline
had
is off.
Christmas, we had a New Year.
Yeah.
We had Reyes.
By the time
Yeah.
this comes out, who knows what's going to be the next one?
When did you guys stop saying Happy New Year to people? Like, what is the deadline on saying Happy New Year
God,
to
I
people?
fucking just watched an episode of Curb
Seinfeld.
Your Enthusiasm, and this
Really?
was the same shit that they fucking had. Oh my God. So I still go like to, if I haven't seen you, till the end of January, probably.
Okay.
If I haven't
Right.
seen you, because I haven't seen you, it's still January. It's still a new year. Happy New Year.
I mean, but we're okay. I go mid-January and that's it. That's all you're gonna get from me.
Okay.
Mid-January.
Okay, I just go a week more than you. What the
But
fuck?
you said end of January. That's 2 weeks
mean,
more than
it's-
me.
I'm like in the first week. So after the first week, I'm like,
Oh no,
okay.
you're worse.
And then after that, I'm like, I feel like tacky saying it like past day 7.
Why? If you haven't seen them, it's different if you have.
But
You're not gonna keep
Karen,
saying
what's
it to the
that
same
mean? You
people.
haven't seen them? Like I haven't seen you say like in 2 years. You're gonna tell me Happy New Year?
Of course, I just saw my neighbor outside the other day walking his dog. I hadn't seen him. I said, "Hey, Joe, how are you? Happy New Year."
Oh, we know where
How's it
Karen
going,
lives. She's over there. Hey, Joe.
And he's like, yeah, happy Valentine's Day.
Happy New Year.
No, he said it to me too. No,
Do you ever
But
get
it's
like
so
an
fun-
ugly face like Happy New Year?
never. No. But it's funny because I watched Curb Your Enthusiasm, and I think this might have been like an older episode where he's at the gym and this pregnant chick who he knows goes to him and she's like, "Hey, Happy New Year." He's like, "Yeah, it's kind of done. It's over. Like it's a little late for that."
That's true.
I mean, but I really, really learned to love this show because it's so relatable and it's
He's
true.
the
It's just
best.
kind of like,
And
yeah,
remember,
you're
Larry
right. It's
David is
little
a creator
fast.
of Seinfeld, which
Yep.
is a great
Our
show.
obsession. Yeah.
I'm re-binging it now, so I haven't seen it since I was a little girl. So now, as an adult, I'm watching, and I'm like, I love
With
this
different
show.
eyes too, right?
Yeah, you have a yeah. Obviously, if you especially blank minds, right? Because I don't remember everything, and there's a few episodes I'm like, I remember this, but I don't remember the whole thing. And I watch.
But there's
together, I'm
some
like,
scenes
what a
now in
great
the
blend.
Netflix one that don't show like that were unseen. I guess like they have unseen parts.
Probably
Okay.
because there's more time than the
Yeah.
like regular stations. And
I love
know.
you know, like,
love
they can go.
Seinfeld. I'll never get sick
I
of
love
Seinfeld.
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh
and
yeah, I watched
it was-
that too.
But I never did. I just recently started watching and I was like, oh my God, this is fucking brilliant. It's brilliant. It's just amazing. So yes, right up there with Seinfeld.
Here we go again off topic.
It's just the way of life, right?
But I
It's
think
what we're
that-
doing.
Procrastination is a part of life
That's
Yes.
how you roll on Pretty and Petty podcast,
and everywhere else on the planet Earth.
pretty much. So on the topic, we want to talk a little bit about procrastination because we felt like it kind of relates to us and what we've been doing with the podcast, right? So we keep coming back on here after breaks and like, yeah, we're gonna be back, we're gonna be consistent, and then something just gets in the way of us. And I don't know what it is with us. I
Either.
guess,
It's
like-
called life.
life, but then there's even the moments where I feel like we could probably do an episode or meet or whatever. We don't. And I don't, I was looking up like procrastination, like topics and how to talk about it, right? And there's actually a website called procrastination.com.
No, there's no.
Yes, there is. There is. And
Is it
tells
for
you-
repeated offenders?
It's supposed to, like, I guess, explain procrastination and what causes it. And they say that, like, it's not laziness, it's just things like if you're not procrastinator, if you have the intention in mind, it's just the way about of you getting there. So
Okay.
basically the definition alone of procrastination is like things you're gonna put off to tomorrow, right?
Mhm.
But for most, and especially us with this podcast, it's not tomorrow. It's like, oh, just do it next time and next week and next month.
But
And
do they discuss like whether it's intentional or whether it's unintentional?
it's unintentional. It's just we push the deadline. And it's not, again, they said it's not laziness. It's just more or less like you have a trouble persuading yourself, quote unquote, to do the things you should or would like to do, right? And it's also, they mentioned decision paralysis because we live in a world of like so many opportunities and ways to get something, or like, opportunities that come to us. We kind of lose focus and lose priority on what exactly we want. So
There's so much. I personally, I think that there's just so much not disruptions, but so many things that happen, right? That like
Mhm.
so many avenues that you just kind of like, it's almost like we don't all have ADHD, but we do, like
Mhm.
because so many things take our focus off. And
Yeah.
so you have great intentions, right? Like when we decide, we sit down and we're like, okay, we're gonna record or whatever, and then
Mhm.
something happens, right? And so we
But
procrastinate,
that
and
goes back to the priority thing, right? It's saying like it's what you prioritize. So we could be like, oh, I need to go buy a gift. I need to go supermarket shopping. I need to go do something, get a massage, do my nails. And and that's just an example of like, okay, I'll put off what I have to do because I rather do this, right? That's more important to me than that. And not to say the podcast are important, it's also scheduling conflicts, but we're using the podcast as the example.
Mhm.
Just starting off the new season of this, just to give that example.
Season 3, bitches. I'm just
Season 3. So in terms of, oh, and there's also lack of self-discipline. So in terms of just our personal things that we procrastinated, like I know for me, there's something that I keep pushing and pushing and pushing, and I've been doing this for years. But for me, I always like, I want to try to get into acting, right? And I always go into looking up things like backstage, right? Like I signed up for that. I haven't used it. I pay for it. Haven't used it. I get all the emails. You can do it from home now, right? You can do things from home, and I'm still pushing it off. And I don't know what it is. And I'm like, I'm getting older. My
do you think it's a
goal
fear?
is probably a fear. It's probably and it's also like I don't know why, but for like in the group that I grew up in, I guess, or like the environment setting, like things like that weren't achievable as easy. So you kind of find it corny, right? In a sense, like,
Mhm,
that's corny, that's stupid. Like, why would you want to do that?
mhm, mhm,
But I don't know
mhm.
what it is. Like, I always wanted to, because I have such interest in like those, like when we talk about celebrity things, I'm always into it, right? Like those things are like, I literally do
It's
what
called
Alex
pop
does,
culture, honey.
and I do my little interviews in the shower in my brain. I'm like, yeah, Jimmy, that's right. And I play those games. I'm like, yep,
Oh
I'm
my.
on Celebrity Family Feud. That's my answer, right? That's me. But I'm
Oh
like, I'm
shit, Alex,
so
you got
far
a
from that.
delusional fucking co-host. This bitch is like running
I have
on
the mind of
delusions
a
and
5-year-old when
dreams.
I'm in that shower. That shower, it takes you to a different place. We record albums in
Apparently,
the
you go to
shower. Please,
fucking
Karen,
Narnia.
you be in the shower like, yeah, your own Karen
No, I'm not
concert.
gonna lie. I'm gonna no, or like that argument that you should have had, or those things you should have said to somebody, but you didn't get to. That's where I have my fights in the shower. And I'll be like,
You see?
yo, I really should have said like, bitch, what the fuck you want? Like, some shit. I always have fake fights in the shower because I'm that fucking volatile.
You see? But that's what the shower does. It's like a place to be just like you don't have to worry about shit fuck out that door, right? It's
That's
just
true.
you and your imagination. You want to put music, you want to relax, whatever the
And
case
you're
may be.
running water.
Yeah, and you're running mind, no matter where that shit fucking takes you. So that's just
Yeah.
something I've been pushing off. And I don't know if I'll ever do that. Maybe one day, maybe not. But that's
Well, now that you talked about it and you put it out there, now Alex and I have something to harass you about. Now you're gonna do it. You have to do it because you put it out there. We all know about it. Our listeners know about it. And now we're gonna be interested and we're gonna want to follow up. So yes,
Maybe you
now
should
we're
do
holding you accountable.
maybe you should do like at least a goal for like in the first 3 months of the year, like I'm gonna at least go to an audition, or I'm gonna at least go on the login of Backstage and skim through,
Exactly.
because I think
Exactly.
once you get
And
a roll
apply to
of it,
something.
right?
yeah.
Because I used to do like film and all that stuff, and the minute you get into it, you're like
Yeah.
you get more excited, and then
Yes.
you start wanting to look. But it's like anything, it's all like training and wanting to
And
do
that
it.
first time, right?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
first time.
So I took a class before, right? And I was in front of a casting director. She asked me no lie for like the headshot. I didn't have one. And I lost the opportunity because I didn't think that she would want it, right? Like I wasn't one of those people that were like actors that were in the class.
Wait, do they still do headshots? Like
Yeah.
that's still a thing? I
Yeah,
feel
of
like that
Yeah.
course.
goes along with the casting couch. That like was left back in the fucking 90s and shit.
No, they're
Like they
still
still do
They
that?
need them. They
now it's
ask
in
for it.
color. Mine used to be
Why don't they just
black and
fucking
white.
take a picture of you right there? What do I need a picture? Just take a
Sometimes
picture of the
they
person.
do.
Right
Because
there.
they're not gonna remember you, Karen, if they're doing like 20.
Well, but when the person walks into the room to fucking
you don't got time for taking
try it,
pictures.
take a picture. Hire someone. Take a picture of her real quickly.
Because you know
Okay,
what
do
it
your
is? 'Cause
lines.
because it's your picture, and then behind your picture is everything
Your
that you've
resume.
done and studied and what you can do and
Your
all the things,
resume, yeah.
and all the
your
stuff
resume.
that you lied that you can do, like horseback riding as a stunt double. And I put that I was a skier, that I could do horseback riding. I put that I can ice skate. I put I speak 5 languages. I was hoping nobody knows.
She's a Joy Tribbiani in real life. They were like, speak French. And she was
Everybody
like,
does it. Everybody does it when they're trying to get in. They'll be like, I can. I mean, I learn. Like, I remember like there was one time I was like, yeah, I'm a great salsa dancer. And I got like picked to, they were like, yes, we're going to need you in the scene. And like, you said you can dance, right? Like, here I am calling friends like, yo, I got to be a great salsa dancer by Friday. And it was like Wednesday.
That's bad, Alex. That's
yeah,
really
you need
bad.
like 5 Fridays for that.
A little more than that.
What are you trying to say? I have
No,
rhythm.
not you. It's just that it's not
it's
easy.
so technical. Like you really have to find your groove when you dance salsa. And there's
And your
different ways to
footing.
dance it, right? So you might
Yeah,
dance the
so-
Cuban style, and the person in front of you might dance like on
The
the southern
Colombian
style,
style.
and it's and you're
Exactly. The
just
Colombians. Exactly.
tripping over each
Exactly.
other.
Let me just tell
Oh.
you that I procrastinated on that, and as you can tell, I did not go to that audition, and I didn't make it. So there you go. There's the living proof of procrastinating on a dream.
Is there anything that you're recently
Oh.
pushing like away to not do right away? That you're just like, I'm gonna do it, but just not right now. Long-term goal.
There's so
Peloton
many.
bike.
You know how
What do you
many
say,
things
Karen?
I see, and I'm
I
like, I should-
Peloton.
who
Oh.
you? Peloton?
I have a Peloton.
How about a rower?
Oh, see? Have you been using your rower, Alex?
I didn't get it yet. It's coming, and when
Oh.
it comes, I'm gonna be a rowing bitch.
Row.
So
your boat
you understood me
gently
when I
down
said
the
rower, right?
street.
So I
I
went to the
did.
doctor, and he was like, well, what are you doing for like activity? And I was like, oh, I bought a rower. And he's like, that's not really gonna do anything for you. And I was like, are you crazy? It's 85% of your body is moving. And he's like, on a rower? No, it's not. And I'm like, yes, it is. You row. And he's like, oh, a rower. He was like, I
Right
thought
with
you
the
was,
doctor.
You thought you were making a cake?
he thought I was rolling like a roller. He said,
A
oh,
rolling
you need,
dough.
and I was
A
like,
pin
roll?
roller.
He thought I was like like I bought a roller, and that's gonna be my daily. So
Sir, I'm judging you. Where did you get your degree in medicine? Okay, because I'm
I
judging.
was like, huh? But in regards to procrastination, can I just tell you something? There's so many things that I sometimes think like I wish I had like 10 lives, because I'd be looking at things, I'm like, damn, I could have been a baker. I
Oh,
could have
God.
been I wanted to be a gymnast. Sometimes you look at these like documentaries, like Cheer and all that. I'm like, I would have been a good flipper. I was like, no, nobody put me on that shit. But like, that's what, I don't look at it like procrastinating. It's more of like what dreams could have come. I
So
should
that
have been a
comes-
ballerina.
That came up in that website that I mentioned that it does exist. And one of the things that they say is that people ignore the value of time, and we
Yep.
waste minutes. And it's
Yeah,
true,
we
right?
do.
Like we can't get minutes and seconds back.
Back.
Like once we're
Mhm.
done, it's done forever. So I think just not having that discipline to be like, yo, I'm not gonna waste no time. I'm gonna actually do this and plan out the day.
YOLO.
That kind of pushes you to not be pushed, right? To not push yourself. So
That's
there
so
is
true.
a tactic here that was mentioned about like making a habit list or like to do today lists, like the timing and everything, just to help you if that's something that people need to do. I'm a person that I like checklists when I'm working. That way I feel productive when I'm done. Do I have a checklist for my whole day? No, absolutely not. But at least for work, just to feel like I did something and I'm sure that I got it done. I do have checklists. Personal vision is another tactic. I guess that's kind of like
Like a vision board?
Like a vision board.
Kind of like that, yeah. Just to push
Mhm.
yourself.
And it is,
And-
yeah, it's manifesting.
and meet yourself in the mirror, which is like you talk to yourself.
I
and be like,
think
yo, man.
I think
Fuck.
to be honest with you, maybe this is just my opinion, just me. I'm base it.
Mhm.
I think that we procrastinate with for ourselves more than for others. Like I'm right there to help someone, family member, real quick and get things done and prepare for them. But then when it comes to myself, I'm like third, fourth, fifth, and I'll
Yeah.
push my goals or what I need to do for myself because I'm like so into like I don't know if it's like you like put it also I don't think it's procrastinating. Yeah, we don't put ourselves first. And then by the time we get to us, like by the end of the day, you're like
You're
"Ugh, man,
tired.
you're tired. You're just like, oh, I gotta go do this.
You don't
And you like
replace it with
promise
a
yourself, like,
priority.
oh, but Wednesdays and Fridays is gonna be self-care day. I'm gonna do a whole skin regime. And then by the time you get home and stuff and you're exhausted from work, you're like, let me just put a mask on and go to bed. Like it's like, you know,
Can you
but
say
you want it,
regime again? Because you said
huh?
it with such like regime.
Regime.
I tell you, I'll be watching these documentaries. I'm like,
Regime.
ooh, she said that nice.
Regime.
Regime. My
Put so much
mom's
emphasis.
regime.
But that's
But
part
I
of
know,
the
but it's
priority
true.
thing too, right? Like we're there, like you just said, like I don't put myself first. You're not prioritizing yourself,
Right.
and it's kind of affecting what you want to do for yourself.
And that's how you procrastinate that way. Because then by
But
the
is
end of
that
the week
really a
comes,
procrastination or more like uh, unknown self-sacrifice, basically?
I
You're
think
like
it works both
kind of,
ways. It like goes hand in hand, kind of, because I'm on
but I feel
certain
like
things.
procrastination, you're not intentionally, okay, procrastination is unintentional. Yes, we know that. But in essence, it's also you're going to do it. But here you're like, you know what? No, I'm gonna put that on pause because this is more important. My family, this
But
focus, and
it's
blah blah
not
blah.
sometimes even of
Right?
importance. Sometimes like it could be just something like you're like, let
Stupid,
me
like
just
just
get this out the way first, and then I'll come back to me. And then then it'll be like the end of the week, and you're like, fuck, I didn't get to do what I wanted to do for myself. And then another week goes by. And then I think like the motivation for things goes down as well. And that's why we
drags. Yeah,
procrastinate. So it's like
yeah,
sometimes we need
I
to be
agree.
cheerleaders, or you need somebody to be like I have Alexa. She's my girl because there's so many things that I forget, and I'm like, Alexa, remind me that I need to go. And she'd be like, what time you want me to remind you? I'm like, girl, you pick a dime. Like she is my she's my assistant. Is that bad?
You know, listen, if it
You're just
works,
living in the
no, it's
time.
not.
You're living in the way of the
That's
world.
exactly,
Using the
that's what we
machine.
do. That's what we have. And if it
Mhm.
works and she does keep you honest, why the fuck not?
Because I think like if you start then getting in a regime and like okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I don't care from 11 to 12. I'm gonna put do not disturb and all that stuff. And I think like you get there, but also we fall off track. Things happen, all that stuff. We put things off. Like our recordings are supposed to be on a certain time, but life happens, families happen, things happen. And I don't think it's like procrastinating, but I think like the motivation, the momentum goes away.
Right.
Yeah,
So the
yeah.
motivation, I guess, is what we need. And I guess it depends what is your like at the end of the assignment treat, right? You know how like when you do a good thing and you reward yourself.
No,
I think that's good
but
and bad, right?
whatever.
Because once you do get your rewards and stuff, it's like I got it, I'm good. Like it's the push for a further level sometimes it's just exhausting, or it's just
Yeah.
like, all right, I feel accomplished enough.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
really
yeah.
not
So is that
causing any more.
complacency? Like, do we just get complacent with
Yeah.
like certain things? You're like, I forget it. It was a lot. It was hard. I worked a lot. I got here. That's good. So I'm just gonna like, I'm gonna chill here.
Like, yeah, like I did something.
Yeah.
Like I brushed my teeth today. Pretty good. Like, completed.
Mhm.
This is fine. This is fine.
This is enough. This is
This is
enough.
enough. I didn't need
Is
to
there
go the
something
No,
whole
I
week.
wanted
that you
to.
did? Sorry, is there something that you kind of like Alex mentioned, like she wanted to do X kind? Is there something like that you have in mind of I should could have, and I didn't do it because I was just kept saying next time, next time, next time.
I don't have like those goals and dreams like you guys had. Yeah, when I was a kid, I wanted
No,
to be a
but it could be
singer.
like, I want to
But
do something, like I want to go do this, meet this person, or do this
no,
activity,
what
like a
what I
trip.
do regret is I wanted to go to law school and I didn't. The reason why I didn't go to law school is because I was like, oh, that's a lot of work. Oh, I'm gonna read a lot. It's just gonna be a lot, and I know I'm just gonna like lose my way. And then I was going with my best friend too, because she was the one that was pushing me too. And it was like, oh my God, this is gonna be awful. Like we just graduated from college together. We're gonna go to law school together. I'm gonna be like in debt for more than a mortgage, right? So I'm like, you know what? It's a lot. But now in hindsight, I'm like, damn, I could have been a really good litigator. I really like wish I did, you know?
Oh, you know
But I
what?
mean, I don't know if you can put that in there, but it's like one of those dreams that you wish. And then I hate when I talk to somebody, they're like, you know, you could still do it. I'm like, I'm 42. Who the fuck wants to study at this age? I don't want to study. I want to chill. I want to fucking smoke a joint if I have to, drink. So I don't want to have those responsibilities of
Right.
studying. I'm good. No, I'm good. Thank you.
It would have been good though, Karen, as a lawyer. I
I
wanted to
know.
be, I'll be honest with you. You know what I wanted to do? And I actually brought it up last week. I wanted to be one of those people in autopsy, like those
A
current, like,
forensic pathologist.
yeah, but like I wanted to actually go to the crime scene first. I'd be like the one with the jacket where they're like, oh, hold on, forensics is here. And then I
Correct.
step up, like I'd be like, Samaris, forensics. Yeah, step aside. What happened here? Okay, did you touch the body? No, okay. Don't touch the body. I got my crew is coming. And
It looks like it's been moved. Who moved that arm?
like,
Who moved that arm?
I wanted to be the one that comes on the scene and then like opens them up. Cause like I used to watch Autopsy HBO with Dr. Biden,
Me
and
too.
I used to look.
Obsessively. Obsessively.
I
I've seen
love
all of
that.
them.
It was awesome.
Can I tell you
You know
that I
what's
was a
fucked up,
tiny
Alex? Oh,
person? I was like 5, 6 years old. My brother had me watching
that
that.
shit gives you
Yo, that would freak
nightmares.
you out. That would freak you out.
Yo,
Yeah.
Alex, you remember when we both became obsessed and on two different timings, but with uh something's wrong with Aunt Diane, and they fucking reached out and called Dr. Michael Baden for that case. And I was like, yes, of course, because he's fucking amazing. He's amazing. Because I was that obsessed with
I'm like
the
obsessed with I don't, thank God, like my job never like looked at my Google searches, because during the day on downtime I would be looking at like who killed how Bobby Christina died. My friend Anthony, who worked right next to me, he'd be like, you're sick, something's wrong with you. And I'm like, no dude, she died, he killed her, this is what happened.
I think
And
so
then
too.
Fred Durst, not Fred Durst, sorry, Robert Durst, that just
Robert
died.
Durst. Mhm.
I was
Who killed
all,
everybody.
I was all into that show documentary. So I thought I would have been a good like forensic person, because I was like, dude, I know how this happened, but I would just been good to just get on the scene first, because like with Aunt
Alex
Diane,
just wanted the shield.
I just
She
wanted
just
to
wanted
see.
like Samaris forensic.
Somebody could just go to the dollar store and
And
buy
that's
me
it.
one.
You know what? We might have to do like a fucking forensics birthday party for you next
Like
year.
I didn't have to go to,
this
I don't
year.
have to go to criminal justice school. Just go to the dollar store.
You girls didn't have the time to procrastinate. You had to make a quick decision, right? Take the opportunity that was actually reality in your face, limited to
Yeah.
time, and just do that.
Yeah.
'Cause
And so is you. So you as well.
of course, because I had kids. I had my kid young, and I had to work, and I had to make real money.
Oh, because we make
You had to grow
monopoly
up.
money.
You see, I always go back to that. It's not even on purpose.
Yeah, you
It
do.
just-
You are so petty.
It
Who?
just comes back. That whole
She always
babies
got to
having
talk
babies
about
thing.
and reach back into
Got
like
kids,
the time
kids
machine.
having kids.
Yeah.
Yep, babies having
Oh
babies.
shit! You a teen? You were a teen mom. You should have been. You should have fucking auditioned for the Teen Mom
I
episode.
was not a teen mom. I
She
had
wasn't
I
a
mean,
teenager.
They would have took your ass because you look like a teen at that point. I mean, you would have been great on that show.
But wait,
like a
Esty, not for
teen
nothing. At 22, I felt like a kid still. So you were like a baby.
I did. I was a youth.
I was immature as fuck at 22.
I was a youth. So
Yeah,
that's
you are
that.
you.
What's the takeaway for our listeners and our viewers?
Wait, I actually had a nice little list, right? Aside, I mean, yes, it's procrastination, but what can we do aside from going on to procrastination.com? What can we do to change these ways? What can we do? Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm one of those people where it's just like, and I think we discussed this last year, SD, you and I, when we did the episode on season 2, right? The first episode, where it's just like, oh, on January 1st, I'm gonna start that diet. On January 1st, I'm gonna clean my way on January 1st. Like everything is like we're leading
Right.
into this magical fucking day of, that has
It's already
24
like
hours like any other day,
the same
but
day as
because
12/31.
100%. Okay. But the calendar is a new page. It's like a fresh new calendar. All right.
Yep.
So I guess it's the ability to restart the clock. All right. So our takeaway is, what can we, the three of us and our listeners, do to change this? So I wrote these things out, right? So I said some of like making goals, but making goals not just for the new year, making goals for you, in short increments, right? You do, what's my goal for this month, right? I really love my Peloton. I got it for Christmas. I really fucking love it. I'm obsessed. I was obsessed with Soul Cycle. I love it. I wrote on it. I wrote on it through COVID. I fucking had COVID, and I even said I'm going to just ride when I have COVID because I'm gonna ride the snots out. What
You
did I
gave the
do? I
Peloton
wrote it
COVID.
during COVID.
No,
Huh?
you gave the Peloton COVID.
I gave the Peloton COVID, and the Peloton is now still
Sick.
getting better. No, it's recovering. I'm recovering, but the Peloton is recovering still. All right.
Yeah.
But, I too was one of those. It's like, yeah, at the beginning, I'm like, yeah, look at the extreme. I fucking wrote it while I was sick. But now I'm getting better. I'm better. And I'm like, Peloton. Yeah, let me just dust this off a little. Right. So that's what it is. It's doing small goals, right? So my intention is to start one of those challenges, right? Do like one of those monthly challenges that I can do like 10 rides a month or 20 rides a month, right? But I think that if anyone should get out of this show or this particular episode from procrastination is, I think it's just starting small and not being so hard on ourselves, because that's what we do. We beat ourselves up because then December 31st comes back around and we think about those things that we set back in January and we didn't accomplish shit. And then we're hard on ourselves. And it's okay, right? It's baby steps. Our lives are baby steps at whatever age. Okay. So if I want to provide something to our listeners, is just don't beat yourself up about it, because we all do it. We've all been there. I do it. And it's, small goals. Start off with, this week, I'll stop eating bread. Next week, I'll include rice, and look, Alex just made a face. No one can see it, but Alex made a face because it's hard, right?
Hard
So
for bread.
because
Bread is
something
hard.
is so hard, you try in small increments, right? Exercising is not fun. I don't give a fuck who is talking. I hate it. It's horrible. It's awful. Okay, we do
Oh,
it because we
Karen, you're
have
gonna be
to,
the
not
great
because we like
spokesperson for
to.
Peloton.
I am. I don't, Peloton, I love you. I love
Fucking hate
riding
this
you.
bike.
But I
Just said you
fucking hate
hate
exercising
exercise.
because it's awful. It's so hard. It's so hard to lose weight. It's so easy to just sit down and be fucking,
It's
you know,
harder after a certain age, right? Because
Yeah.
no, yeah, I'm not talking about when I was fucking 15 where I
right,
could just
it's
miss
just
a
as you
meal
get older,
and I
it's
was down
harder.
5 pounds.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
naturally. But in realistically speaking, and for our listeners who are probably around our same age ranges, right? It
Mhm.
is hard, and it's not fun. I can find myself doing something. I could watch Curb Your Enthusiasm. I could watch Seinfeld during that time, right? So it's tough. It's tough. It's a tough break. But like I said, it's small goals. I think it's best to just kind of like not set yourself up for failure and say, oh my God, by April, I'm going to be bikini ready. All right, slow down. Just one step at a time.
Maybe we should do
Add some
accountability.
water. Accountability, exactly.
No, but maybe like to help our procrastination. So like starting, like we should all like us three give one
Nah,
thing.
leave me out of this. Leave me out of this.
Nah, because I get mad.
I don't
I'm
like
not
to be
one of those
bothered.
people that get, I don't like people to be looking over my shoulder. I'm not gonna lie. I'll be like, yeah, it's cool. Yeah, tell me if I'm eating a chocolate. Get mad at me.
I wasn't
yeah.
gonna
And then
say,
when
damn, you
that
didn't have
day,
to talk about
I get
food.
pissed.
But I was gonna say,
I get
like you
pissed.
said, oh, I want to do 10 classes of Peloton this month.
Good. The bike will fucking keep me accountable because it's expensive and we got to make payments to it. So yes, I'm
Ask
accountable
Alexa.
for it.
Alexa will help you. Alexa, she's good at accountability.
I might have to add Alexa into my life.
Alexa knows.
I might have to change her name.
Why?
She got to be something like Denise or something.
Denise.
I don't like Alexa.
Well, that's, you know, a
Yeah,
lot of people
Denise,
call
what's
me
up?
Alexa. But okay, yes, moving forward. So that's our takeaway, I guess, from procrastination. Obviously, guys, you see that we also differ from the conversation a lot.
Yeah.
And
I would say, I wouldn't say a lot. I would say like way too much.
give it like a percentage.
Like 90% of the time.
We talk about things other than what we're supposed to talk about, but they enjoy the banter. I'm pretty sure also our listeners procrastinate on finishing these episodes.
Oh no, they better stop listening like after episode 2 probably.
After like I give it till 3. Like episode 3, they were like, all right, let me just try again. See what these bitches are talking about. So it's whining about something.
Thank you guys for listening to us. And remember to follow us on Instagram, Pretty and Petty Podcast. We're on YouTube. You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Podbean, iHeartRadio, Spotify. And
this is not sponsored by Peloton. The end.
Yes,
it is not. But if they want to, we could use the sponsorship.
All right. Till next time, guys.